Hello everyone, Tim is here. In this video we are going to look at a wonderful chess study composed by the Polish composer Andrzej Babers. At first glance, white seems to be in a tough material situation. Black has two rooks and a pawn against our lone queen, but thanks to the activity of our pieces and the exposed position of the enemy king, white can actually win here. If you wanna try to solve it on your own, pause the video, and before I show you the correct solution, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. It will definitely help you improve at solving chess problems. Alright, let's get to the solution. What should white's first move be? To start with, we cannot move the king. Black's king simply runs away. It doesn't even matter which direction we go, the black king escapes to the opposite side. And once it reaches the 7th rank, we can't make progress anymore. We can only give endless checks and the position is just a draw. So as we have established, we must start with the queen move. But where should we place the queen? You might think the right idea is an immediate attacking move, like queen b7, hitting the rook and threatening mate. But this doesn't work. Black can simply check our king. Once we step aside, they play rook c6, doubling the rooks and creating a solid barrier. Our king cannot step forward and the queen alone cannot checkmate. At best, we give up the queen for two rooks and draw the game. Let's go back. Another tempting idea is queen a4 check. Of course, king d8 loses to mate immediately, so black must play king f8, but then white cannot continue attacking effectively. If queen d7 trying to mate, the rooks push our king back and create the same barrier. A lone queen cannot do anything, and if we try queen f4 check, the king simply runs to g7, reaching safety, and all we get is a series of pointless checks. To win this game, we have to think deeper and find the quiet but powerful move, queen e5. This move puts black in zugzwang. Let's see why. First, black cannot move the king. That would lead to mating too. So we return to the starting point and look at rook moves. What happens if black plays rook c6 or rook g6? In both cases, white responds symmetrically. After rook c6 we play king d5, after rook g6 we play king f5. Let's look at the first case. We play king d5, attacking the rook with check. Black must defend it by moving the king to d7, but white continues the chase with queen f5. The king steps back to c7, still protecting the rook, and now we finish with queen f7, winning decisive material and the game. Alright, so black cannot give us checks and cannot defend the rook this way. What if the rook simply leaves, for example rook c1? Then everything is even simpler. Queen b8 is mate. Black can block, but the checkmate on the next move is unavoidable. Let's return again. What if black tries shuffling the rooks along the 8th rank? The squares b8 and h8 are blocked, so the rooks can only go to f8, d8 or a8. After rook f8 we play queen b5, threatening mating too. After rook d8 we reply queen h5, again with mating too. The most interesting case is rook a8. Here we use the fact that black's pawn prevents the rook from dropping to a6, and we play the brilliant queen f6. If that pawn were not there, black would simply check us and win our queen. But now the king is trapped in a mating net. It has no moves and black has no defense against queen e7 mate next move. The only thing black can still move is the pawn. So they play a6 and we continue tightening the zugzwang with queen h5 check. The king cannot return to f8, so it goes to d8. We check again with queen a5. Black has only two legal responses: block with a rook or move the king. If they block, we play queen d5 check. Wherever the king goes, it's mate next move. Therefore, black returns the king to e8, and we go back to queen e5, reaching the same zugzwang as before, but now it's black to move. The pawn is still the only movable piece, so black must push again. We repeat the same maneuver. push the king away, win the pawn, drive the king back, and return to queen e5, restoring the zugzwang. But here you might ask, wait, there's no longer a pawn on a7. Doesn't that mean that black can now safely play rook a8 without losing? And it seems like our plan should be broken. Now queen f6 fails to rook a6, which wins our queen. But even in this position, white still wins. After rook a8, we simply play queen b5 check. The king must retreat to f8, trying to run toward g7. So we play king f6, a powerful king move that completely traps the enemy monarch in the corner. The only real defense black has is rook g7, because we were threatening queen c5, followed by queen e7 mate, but even here white wins. We play queen c8 check. The rook can no longer capture our queen, it just moved away. After the king steps aside, we finish the game with the elegant fork queen d5, winning everything. I hope you enjoyed the study. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next videos.